Welcome to Toffee TV. Let's talk about Tom Davies. I feel like we've got to. I feel like it's an important subject around the Everton fan base at the moment. It's something, I don't know what the split is. I don't know what the divide is. I don't know even if there is a divide. What I know is, on social media, it's a big talking point. So, let's talk about it.
What? Let's talk about Tom.
So, Tom Davies, we know last season he didn't have a good season.
Nope.
Didn't play well, particularly well in a lot of the games.
Wasn't alone, by the way, but yeah.
No, he wasn't. Pre-season, I thought didn't really get going that much. Wasn't used sort of in the first team a lot. He was sort of in the second teams. Season started, obviously first game unused, and he's now been part of the last 4 games, captaining the game against Rotherham in the League Cup. So, what are your expectations of a 20-year-old squad player?
It's different. My expectations are that he's good enough to be in the squad, hence why the manager picks him. He's not. Do I think he's the greatest midfield player we've seen? No. Do I think he's got potential to get better? Yes. You know, I think the worst thing Tom Davies ever did in a way was that goal against Man City. As brilliant as it was, and in that moment it was fabulous, because that gave some people, for me, unrealistic expectations. Yeah. He got in the side just after Christmas, didn't he, under Koeman?
Yeah.
And the Christmas till the end of the season, the most of the time he was very good. Yeah. Let's have it right. Yeah. He was very good. Last season was a write-off. He was poor. There was games when he was good. There was a lot of games when he was poor, but he wasn't alone, like I said before. Yeah. This season, you're right, he's been a little bit, you know, it's been a bit like that in the pre-season. You weren't quite sure, but he's come out himself. The manager spoke highly of him. He's come out himself and said there was no plan for him under Koeman and Allardyce. It was kind of just like, get on with it. And he said Marco Silva sat him down early on and said, what do you think you are? Because this is what I think. Yeah. And he's told him what he expects him to do. Now, I think he's been okay this season. He's not been amazing. He hasn't been as bad as people say. The same with what Michael Keane had at the start. Some people have made a decision on him, and no matter what he does, they're not going to change, and that's the way I see it. But my expectation of him is he good enough to be in Everton's squad? 100%. Would he play in the midfield that won the league? Probably not. Can I say that in 4 years' time? No, because I don't know how he'll develop. He might drop off and disappear. He might become better and better and better in a team with different players, because players respond to different players around him, and that's where I am with him. I think he's a good player, and at the minute, the other thing as well, the big thing is, at the minute there's not that many options anyway, so it's not like he's keeping out 2 worldies.
I think expectations are a strange thing, because I genuinely think if he wasn't in the side, if he didn't play, there'd almost be at times a clamour for him to play, and yet when he plays, people can't wait to slag him off. It's weird, you know what I mean? It's like the whole thing with Kieran Dyer at the moment. There's a clamour to want to see him, and it's like, or people are saying, well, why didn't you play him instead of Tom Davies and stuff? And you're like, well, what if he has a few bad games? Are you suddenly going to start turning that on his head? I think a lot of people have weird expectations of where Tom Davies should be as a 20-year-old, but where Everton are. Because I look at our midfield and I don't see loads and loads of talent. I see a player like Garner, who's a good player, gets around the pitch well, but his passing is not great on it either. But he's better. He's good at his job. But he's experienced at his job. It's his job. Schneidlin, is he great? No. But when he plays well, he's effective at what he does. In fact, I seen something the other day that's, you know, it was passing in the of players in the midfield who's fast and accurate, and he was in the fast and accurate column. So he obviously gets the ball and uses it And that's what he's in the team for. And
well,
when he's not
his
in
pass completion's 92%.
when he's not in the team, you do see the difference of when he's not in the team, because we don't have anyone else like him. Sigurdsson's further forward, and he's a little bit more. He's different. He's obviously a more creative player. So Tom falls somewhere between all three of them, but he's not better than any of those three at what they do. Gomez obviously is injured and we haven't seen him yet, and you'd like to think, coming for Barcelona, he will be better than Tom. He should be better than Tom. So straight from the start you're saying, well, Tom Davies is a squad player. That's what he is. And as a 20-year-old kid, that's what he'd expect. That's what he'd expect, because there's plenty of other 20-year-olds who are not knocking on the doors or who are playing. If he plays, I think he's, as I say, it's because he falls between all of those three sort of positions, because we've seen him last season playing higher up the pitch. When he first come into the team, he had loads of, a few nice assists for Romelu Lukaku, getting on his feet, getting it forward. That's what we liked about him. And then he's sort of gone deeper and deeper and become more of a runner. And the manager will probably be trying to work out now what he does. But while he's doing that, he's picking him. 4 different managers have picked Tom Davies now. So
they're all wrong.
Well, I'm not saying all their judgment's correct, because we've seen by other decisions. But the new manager's come in, and he's got rid of a lot of players, but he hasn't got rid of Tom Davies. Now, that's his decision. That's not anyone else's decision. He doesn't take into account that he's a local lad or anything. He takes into account what's he done, how many Premier League games has he played, and what's his role in the team.
The Golden Boy European nominations again.
Yeah, but that's fair enough. I'm not.
What I'm saying to you is, there's a lot of people make decisions. A lot of people involved in football and that make assessments on players as well. And so if they go, he's a good player, just because Jimmy from Kirby in his bills doesn't think he is, that's the way it is. We're all different. We'll all have an opinion. I've got no problem with someone sat here going to me, I don't rate him, he's average. I go, sound. He's not shit though. Stop calling him shit, because he's quite clearly not. Do you know what I mean? You can have someone in your team who you can go, can we do better? Yeah. Doesn't mean they're not good enough to be part of the squad.
I go back to Saturday's performance. Now, Tom Davies was not the worst player on the pitch for Everton on Saturday.
Okay, I've got his game by numbers for the.
Well, let me just
go through your stuff.
Well, I'm just going to say, the captain was for me. The
captain was horrendous.
Was the worst player on the pitch on Saturday. Seamus Coleman was the worst player on the pitch. Now, we don't sit here and go, Seamus Coleman's shite, he's garbage, he's rubbish. And Seamus Coleman hasn't played well in one game for me this season. But what I will say is, because of what he's done before, we have the proof that we think he will come good. Yeah. And
he's had slow starts before. That's what he doesn't. Generally, Seamus doesn't start the season very well, but he grows into it and he gets better.
Tom's at the other end of the spectrum, where you're right, people are saying, he's living off a false position because of some games he's played in. But that the manager wasn't around when that game. He doesn't go back to that game every week and go, you're starting because of that game. And I find the abuse more than anything else just baffling.
I think it's weird.
Go on, use it.
Well, I've got the 3 games he's played. I've got the stats for and I know, listen, stats can be any way you want them, but they're still there. And they're there for you to look at and use. So Southampton, he came on when Schneiderlin went off. Alright, he completed, his pass completion was 87.9%. Received the ball 25 times. So if you're completing almost 88% of your passing, you're not giving the ball away, which is something that people tell you that he does. 3 out of 3 in the defensive third. Middle of the park, 22 out of 25 completed in the attacking third, 4 out of 5. Short passes, 29 out of 32. 11 forward passes completed out of 13. 15 out of 16 backward. Take-ons completed at 1. Ball recoveries, 7. More than any other player on the pitch. Won 50% of his tackles. There was only two clearances. Compared with Garner, who played that day, 80% pass rate. Received the ball 35 times, so he played the full game. Ball recoveries 4, so Davies won the ball back in less time more than Garner. Garner had, to be fair to Garner, 4 out of 4 tackles, which is what you'd expect from him. 1 clearance. That was Southampton. Bournemouth, his pass rate went down, but again 10 men and we had less of the ball. 71% pass completion rate, but received the ball 36 times, which is one of the top numbers of Everton players that day. 16 out of 25, completed 6 out of 6 defensive passes, 17 forward passes, completed almost half of them, won 6 out of 8 tackles, 7 ball recoveries a game. And then finally, Huddersfield at the weekend, 89.7% pass completion rate. He was in the top 4 players of the whole game, and the top 4 were all Everton players, so he was in the top 4. He received the ball 48 times in the game, which was in the top 3. Completed 6 out of his 7 passes, and defensively completed 39 out of 41 in midfield, and completed 7 out of 10 in his attacking third. Created 1 chance, 18 out of 24 of his passes completed going forward, 11 passes square, won 3 out of 4 headers, 4 ball recoveries, 50% of his tackles, completed 2 out of 2 clearances. My only criticism about him for the weekend, 0 shots, and I expect more from a player that's expected to get forward. Those numbers of his first 3 games are comparable with anybody in those games. Yes, away from home, 71% pass completion ain't great, but we had 10 men, a little bit different. But his 2 home games, 88% and almost 90% pass completion. Doesn't give the ball away. So when people go, he doesn't pass it forward. More than a third of his passes are forward. Do you know? So it's that kind of thing where there's like there's this almost preconception of Tom Davies, I feel, of people going into a game. Now people will look and go, look, you can have your stats. I'll say what I see with my eyes.
Yeah,
that's fine. But he's not any worse than anybody else, in my opinion, so far this season.
There you go. No, and that's fine, and I did the same. I looked at Naby Keita's stats of his game so far, and the reason I picked him was because he's this player that Liverpool fans and media are raving about. And I didn't pick him because I expected Tom Davies's stats to be better, but I picked him because I thought, well, he's someone who's come in who they're raving about, everyone's loving him, and yet we've got a section of our fans who are hyper critical about Tom. And there was a piece of paper's width between them. In fact, Tom was better in some categories, and where Keita was better was again, like passing. I think Tom on average was something like 82% passing, where Keita was like 85. You know, so you're talking nothing, a little bit more, care and a bit more attention. We're talking about players who moved to Liverpool for £60 million, who's 24, whatever he is, got a bit more experience than him. You know, that's what I can't sort of get my head round. Is that people aren't willing to give him a chance. Because for me, it's like the whole team. You've got to let it settle down for a bit and then see where we are. I don't quite understand that. I understand if he's a 25-year-old lad who's played for 4 years and he's still making the same mistakes he made when he was 20. Then I understand that. Or players that you've bought for big money that you just don't fancy, or players at the other end of the career or whatever. I understand that. But for a 20-year-old lad to just be making the judgment that you're just not good enough and you shouldn't be anywhere near our team and you need to go on loan to a championship team, because how's that going to help, by the way? I don't fully understand it.
No, I don't get it myself. I thought we almost need, I've said it before, it's about judging everybody when everyone's fit, and this manager's been here for a while. It was a reset button that needed pressing in the summer, and everyone, look at the team so far. We played 5 games, we're unbeaten, and until Saturday, Richarlison's the only difference. The weekend we've had Lucas Digne and Kurt Zouma in. We've lost Richarlison, but 9 of them are still the same players that were there last season. We've got 8 and 9 injured out the squad at the weekend. Tom Davies is one of 11 lads on the pitch. We haven't won the game. We didn't not win the game because of Tom Davies. We didn't win the game because we didn't play well enough in the second half. Did he play well enough in the second half? Probably not. But then neither did other players.
Yeah. Well, let's go on to the final point, and this one annoys me more than anything. This idea that Tom Davies shouldn't be given any slack because he's a local lad. Bollocks. He should be given slack because he's a local lad. He should be, because I don't care where you're from or who you are. You should be given every chance to a local lad, as far as I'm concerned, because local lads seem to get it more than anyone else. But the thing about it is, they're living out the dream that we wanted to live out. They're living that. You know, he's an Evertonian. He's, you know, been brought up a Blue. He understands the challenges. He understands the pressures. And for me, that I don't know him, but I imagine that must weigh heavily on him. He's a local lad. He lives in the city as well. He's always in the city. We've seen the videos of him playing football and skateboard and all these mad things. But he's around the city, so he's not stupid. He's going to know there's a lot of criticism. And okay, he seems like a very level-headed lad, and you know, when I've had the chance to speak to him and stuff, seems really laid back. But you don't know how that's going to affect him. And if he's hearing the same people who cheer him, and you know, when he first came into the team and he was doing all those things, and everyone's, oh, he's a Blue, he gets it. So when he's not playing well, why not have the same idea for him and go, oh, he's a Blue, we've got to rally round him because he's one of us. Why don't we do that rather than everyone go, it doesn't matter if he's a local lad, why should he get any more, you know, any more dispensation off us or whatever, just because he's a local lad. Yeah, when he's doing well and when he's scoring goals, he's one of us. When he kisses the badge, he means it because he knows it and all that. I don't understand that. I don't understand why you don't turn around and go, well, he is one of us, so let's look after him. And you know what, he'll know more than anyone the pressures of playing for Everton Football Club, because he's watched and he's seen and he knows every day how much that weighs on him. And I honestly think it's disgusting. I honestly hate that argument. I hate it. He shouldn't get any more. Why should he get any more?
Well, we were at a book launch this week with Ronnie Goodless, who's never brought up an Evertonian, was lucky enough to play for the club. Ken Rodgers done the thing and is an Evertonian as well, and said we'd have all loved to do it, and you do, and you take that to heart. And Tom Davies, his family are Blues, you know, he wants to do as well as he can for Everton. He's playing in a new team with new ideas, new system. You know, everyone was damaged by Allardyce last year. Everybody by that way. Everyone was damaged by the whole thing, not just Sam Allardyce. I'm blaming it on Sam Allardyce, because Ronald Koeman done probably worse damage than probably what Sam Allardyce done in some respects. But yeah, Koeman picked him, Unsred picked him, Allardyce picked him, Silvers picked him, Martinez picked him. People forget Martinez put him in when he was 17, no one knew nothing about him, and he's doing Croatia in our box at 17. You know, he's a kid. I want him more than anyone to do well, because he's a local lad, so it does mean something. Why wouldn't you want an Evertonian who's been brought up a Blue to be the best player on your team? Do I think he's the best player on our team now? No. Has he got the potential to be? I don't know. But he's a good footballer, and therefore I expect his education to continue to grow as a footballer, because you know, barring the and I'm talking, you know, infinitesimal amount of players who you can see at 18 and 19 and go, world star. The rest of them grow into it. You can look and go, he's got a bit of something. And then sometimes those players stagnate a bit, and then they come back strong and they go boom, 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 and they keep rising. Others are burst onto the scene and you go, gonna be a massive player in, and it doesn't quite happen for them. But Tom Davies, I think, in the middle of that, I think he's a good, young, steady footballer at the moment, and he's playing in Everton Football Club's midfield at the age of 20. In the cup game, he was in charge of that midfield at the age of 20, helping Kieran Dowell through the game. You're right. If he comes from London, he shouldn't be given less slack than Tom Davies. If you've got a lad from London, like Lookman, for argument's sake, I don't want to turn this into Lookman v Davies, because I want them both to be brilliant for us, as I want every Everton player. But that kid has, in my opinion, disrespected Everton all summer. Yeah. All summer. And he got a welcome that blew my mind. I don't mind people clapping him. The cheer, the roar, and you're like, this isn't a kid that's come off from an injury or has been like, I love this club. Fucking wanted to go. Yeah. This is a lad that's made himself unavailable for games because his hamstrings a bit, you know. So let's just re-centre everything and go, look, let's get behind every player. That's great. Get behind Lochman if you want. Get behind Tom Davies. Get behind John Joe Kenny. You're right about Seamus Coleman. Stunk the place out at the weekend. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Been terrible in the opening 4 games. But we know that he will get back to his thing. You know, get back to it. Seamus Coleman burst on the scene, had to go out on loan, come back, burst back on, and people were like, I'm still not quite sure, and he's gone better, and he's gone better, and he's gone better, and that's what you hope for. You hope that Tom will get this experience. Will he be quick and be able to burst all over the pitch? Probably not, because he's probably not going to get any quicker at 20. But will he be cleverer? Yeah. Can he play? Yeah. Does he always want the ball? Yes. He doesn't go hiding. He doesn't go stand behind other players and go, give it to me, which you see Morgan Snyderland do last season, by the way.
Yeah.
He's not doing it this year, but he did it last year. He didn't want the ball. I don't want it, and you have it back, and you know. So I just think people are entitled to their opinion, and I wouldn't say any difference. Even judge on what you see, but let's remove the he's shite brigade and the animosity towards him, and let's go. You know what? In my opinion, I don't know whether he's going to be good enough, but let's back him while he's on that pitch. And you know, if we do that, because what are his teammates going to be thinking? What's Gomez coming from Barcelona, who's already said the pressures at Barca messed them up because there was too much criticism. Coming here, sat in the stands, and Aaron Davies trying to play a forward pass. You've heard the numbers. He didn't lose the ball in our half. He didn't lose it at all. I think once in against Huddersfield he lost the ball after 3 games. The only ball he's lost in our half. When he gives it away, he's forward passing, trying to get us in. So don't criticise someone who's trying to get us up the pitch. If you don't rate him, that's fine. Everyone's entitled. But let's just go, you know what, let's back these lads and see where we're going. And in 2 years, if Tom's still doing, like you said, making those same mistakes, then people can say, and go, I knew that 2 years ago he wasn't going to get any better because I've seen it. But people can't honestly believe he doesn't want to go out and be the best player. You seen him talking about the captaincy, he couldn't believe it. He's the captain. So let's back them all. Let's get behind Tosin. Let's get behind Seamus, who needs us because he's struggling. And let's see what we do, and let's see how far we go with it. And he might never reach the heights, but who knows? You can't tell me you know what his career's going to do, because nobody knows. Nobody knows. So you know, that's where I'm at with it. At the moment, he's part of our squad. Do I think people backed Cuco Martina last year? He's one of the worst footballers I've ever seen in my life. Did I boo him at the match? No. Did it go on Twitter and go, I said I've seen better? But he played, and while he played, I was like, come on lad, get behind him as much as you can. And I think that's what we all need to do for all of our players, not just Tom. I know this is about Tom, but I think he's been over criticised. I think people have judged him harsher than they do other players. But let's just back all of them, and let's just see where we go with it, because it's a bit shit if we don't.
I just don't see what the benefit is of criticising a 20-year-old kid who's trying to do his best for Everton. Not everything he does comes off, and you know what? And when players are back fit, he might be on the pitch, and then he might be, chomping to get on the pitch,
and his level might go up again.
And and he'll be training every day to be better, to get in the team. But at the moment, he's playing and he's in there because there's no one else available. Well, and the manager trusts him.
He's away with England as well. So all these people can't be wrong, can they? All these people who keep picking him for things. And it's about, you've just said the word there, trust. And that's what it's about. I trust Marco Silva. I 100% trust him. Has he made some mistakes? Yeah. Will he make more? 100% he will. Same as Tom. But I trust him. And his judgment at the moment, A, because it might be necessity, but B, it says Tom Davies is playing and he believes in him, so that's good enough for me. Same with if Kieran Dowell gets a chance, or Dominic Calvert-Lewin, or Nias.
And the other thing I'd say is the manager had a good look at the whole squad in the summer and decided Mo Besic wasn't good enough, and Tom Davies was, and
Vlasic.
He said he made his decision on those players. He said they're not good enough, these are good enough. And Tom was one of those players. He trusts him. He's given the armband for a game. And
who's to say? Sorry, this is the last thing I'm going to say. But who's to say Tom Davies isn't absolutely brilliant at Finch Farm every day, and the little bit of the weight of expectation at Goodison is hindering him a little bit? Who's to say that? Because he keeps getting picked. if he's that poor, according to some people, he wouldn't be in the team at the weekend. So that's all I'm going to say. Let's back him and see where we go. But
yeah, let's get behind him. And as I said, even more so because he's a local lad. Even more so.
You should want him to. You should want those players to be local, 3 or 4 of them. I want John Joe Kenny to eventually take Seamus's place because he wants to get it and he's a blue, and that I do. And listen, I'm not saying they should all be Evertonians, but it's nice when
I hate the idea of like Tom's family, if it was our family, or you know what I mean, and they're having to see that criticism of their lad,
which is unjust in my opinion.
And he's just trying to do his best for the club. So anyway, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Be nice. Be nice. Be if you want to be critical, but do it in a constructive way.
But if you don't rate him, we're not saying you should rate him, but what we're saying is there's ways, and there'll be loads of people that go, look, I don't abuse him, but I just don't think he's good enough. That's fine, but I think he gets judged a bit harsher than other players, that's all. But
yeah, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, we'll see you later.